welcome to Leave. Today we have Ning's brother with us, Gua Hao.
So 放下 is mostly to pose where you should contemplate on to let go, because there are so many wide range to 放下. Some people cling on to material, some people cling on to the past hurts, some people cling on to, there's so many things. So it's for you to contemplate to really find the answer yourself. Generally, I would advise people to 放下 like a piece of luggage. For example, if you travel overseas, you wouldn't carry your luggage everywhere. You put it at the right place. Means to say that you go when you reach that certain country, you go to the hotel, you put it down, and then after that later you go for shopping or your tours and things like that. You won't be bringing it everywhere. So same for our emotions. If let's say we bring the luggage everywhere, we bring it to tours, we won't have the enjoyment because you'll be tied to that emotion, that thought, like that luggage is hindering you. So you won't really enjoy that tours, that freedom within, where you're constantly suffering. So if you bring it around, for people who are not that mindful, they will accidentally let the emotion out to somebody else. What we can do is to observe. Another thing is that we can also see somebody in a different light. What we are seeing, right, is seeing them inflict pain onto us, but instead we can see them as suffering. That's why they are doing this to us. If you see them as somebody who is inflicting pain, definitely you want to react because you want to protect the self. So generally we react and then we will say, hey, the person is what? So you might fight back, you might want to do tit for tat. But when you really see a person as he is also going through the pain, you can also understand that this pain that caused to you is the same that you did it to somebody else before.
So it's karma.
Karma is not a judgment thing, okay? Most people place karma as a judgment thing. So for example, if something goes wrong, then you say, this is karma. But if let's say a good thing happened, you don't tell that person, hey, that's karma. You usually will say, hey, that thing is, he's lucky, maybe he born for a good family, he's this and that. But you won't really use the term karma. Karma is not a judgment system. It's simply, the actual thing is actually your intention behind your action, your thoughts, and then whatever speech you have. That is karma. So also to a similar extent is like cause and effect, is the effect that is coming back. Yeah, and cause and effect is not a judgment. You see, you do good, you get good. You do bad, get bad, right? So is there a judgment? There's no judgment. So it's neither right or wrong. So that is karma. So the thing is, this is simply just the effect that you have done. So if you want to put it karma, yes, but don't frame it in a way that it becomes a negative connotation. So basically, it's also very similar to how I mentioned before about cause and effect. So like for example, why do we eat?
Because we're hungry.
Because we're hungry, yeah. So that's the thing. We're hungry, then we eat. That's the effect of it, right? You're hungry, you eat. Effect. And then when you eat, the effect itself can be a cause also. So for example, you eat already, what happens?
You feel full.
You feel full. So that's the effect, right? You feel full, right? And after you feel full,
you got energy to do other things.
Yeah, you can see it's always linking up. Your situation within, that maybe anger arise or sadness, is also part of cause and effect, where deep down, where you never handle it with wisdom, it will actually trap that, and then the emotion arise based on different situation. So when you go to that main issue, that is when you can treat it and heal it. There's two, awareness and mindfulness. They're always used interchangeably. Awareness is like, are you aware that you're aware?
Okay.
Awareness is more within. Mindfulness is more external. So for example, like eating, mindful eating, you don't say aware eating. So mindful eating is like, for example, you feel the sensation, it's very external. But internal, like for example, your thoughts, are you aware that you're aware? Your mind is the one that is the one looking. So are you aware? When it comes to awareness, is when you do a lot of reflection. Mindfulness is really on the spot, you are very present. So awareness, you also can be very present, but it's more internal. There are times that maybe the boss rush you, and then you feel anxious. Instead of trying to react to it, the best thing is you can actually pause. And then you see why you're anxious. There's a reason why you're anxious. You can maybe also feel the boss anxiousness. Then you take note. You don't suppress it. You just let it be. Then you continue your work with that kind of observation. And you'll notice after a while, right? It'll just go down like the wave. And then you'll definitely be more calm to handle the situation. So even coming like just now, anger is the same thing. We shouldn't just automatic react. That's just a neural pathway that most of us are generally do that, right? Yeah.
So when you practice mindfulness, right, and in your brain it's not super messy, it's just calm. Is it?
Oh no, that's actually a very good question. Because when you practice mindfulness, it's very similar to how we do meditation. The misconception of meditation is that, what is it? No thinking. Right? Focus. So mindfulness and meditation actually is very, very similar. And with mindfulness, some people also can call it as meditation. So like, for example, walking, when you walk, you feel the feet. You feel the movement of the body. That's mindfulness. That's also meditation. Yeah, so like your thoughts itself, when you walk, you have a lot of thoughts. But you are not in the thought. You notice that the thought is there, but you are not distracted by the thoughts. Instead, you are still aware of your movement. That is why I don't really share with kids, and it's difficult because I've tried with quite a lot of kids, in the sense that last time, even young, I also went for those Buddhist class, then they have meditation. I'm always looking at the time, hey, when is it up? What should I do? Yeah, so the mind is always running wildly. So you can let them be, but after a while, when they grow up, if you share with them mindfulness, they will get it better. This is not bias. This is just them. Yeah.
Then why do you like kids so much?
They're very cute. Yeah. Generally, I like cute things. Like you go to Japan, it sounds, to some, in the perception, it's childish, but I just find it adorable. And like, they're also the futures, right? The future of this society.
To get into a relationship, for you, it is not about emotional or logical. It's about being mindful that you are entering into a relationship with this human.
One is also you can see that, this being, and then really see fully to accept. Most of the time, if we react through how we feel immediately, that can lead to a lot of issue because it can blind us. And emotion is a very powerful thing. And that can lead to many things that you might miss out. So when you missed out, then it's
Okay.
when you missed out, then it leads to one of the 8 worldly suffering, which is separation. Aside from death is also separation. But breakups, divorce, yeah. But yeah, wait, why are you?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's if they are able to see more clearly and really accept and understand the person beforehand, before entering deep into it, then the chances of things like this happening reduces a lot.
Then everyone's relationship, they should recontemplate about it.
If you are ready,
Because then it's not that mindful.
you can work things out. If you're already in a relationship, you can work things out.
Do you believe that you can always work things out?
It's a choice.
But it takes two hands to clap.
That's why both parties have to
Reach that same.
try to understand and compromise, because two becomes one. You want to compromise on the things also. You can't always just go based on your perception.
Like, people do say that trauma attracts.
Mm-hmm.
So there has to be either the same amount of things that similar things that they went through before, or what, or else they wouldn't have even had that basis of understanding in the first place.
You all both can grow together.
Or like the character traits.
That's right. Let's say, like, just now you mentioned, have same character traits. Maybe let's say avoidance. Avoidance is part of it also, right? Can be some people, because of trauma, they suppress, they avoid the things.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the party can start contemplating to understand his suffering. And when you understand your suffering, that's how you can understand somebody else's suffering. And you can also heal that person together. But if you don't understand yours, you don't want to contemplate, then it's going to be an issue. So you can work things out together.
So is it, if one person start to embody or contemplate, it's usually they will definitely start to influence the people around them. Is that something that you believe in? Because then why is the world still full of so many horrible people? Are there not enough people contemplating about life?
You can go out on the street, you ask anybody, what do they want? I tell you, enlightenment is not even on their list at all. If you ask them for top 10 what they want, you won't hear the word enlightenment.
Someone told me before that it's very hard to reach that stage. So maybe like in the middle?
Even, let's say, middle, okay, if you go by how some books, they write different levels of, to the stage of enlightenment, they have compassion, peace, and etc., right, courage and things like that. That is more scientific way, right? Even at the middle part, you are really wise. Yeah, so it, you don't have to reach really full enlightenment, but when you're wise, you are mindful. You are very mindful of your speech, your actions. So this also reduces what? But the key thing is still understanding. How many people really understand? That's the thing. We think that we are accepting other people, but we are not. In truth, what we are dealing is actually our own reaction to them. If people disagree with us, some people get angry. They feel, oh, you are wrong. And then you're just reacting to your emotion. But if you can understand their point of view, and then there's always a balancing point. Your perception, this perception, always has a balancing point. It's really up to individual how they want to find that balancing point. Like this card, if you tell people who live like us, this is a card, right? But if somebody in other parts of the world use this as the bowl, then this is a bowl to them. You can't say they are wrong. But yes, we may argue back, but this is created as a cup, but they use it as the bowl, they are right. That's the perception of things. So the middle point is it's created, it can be used as a bowl, it can be it can be also be an art, it can be a lot of things. Yeah, it's really up to one whether they want to see the whole view at the middle point also. So this is just the perception of things. Like how the mind reflects the world is not the world itself. I itself Do you call yourself I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you call yourself self, right? Everything is part of the I.
Yeah.
And I, if everyone is part of the I, then aren't we all connected together?
So what should I call myself?
You can call yourself that, but you shouldn't cling onto it that.
What's the difference?
The difference is that because you are born, let's say, Nicole, right? But you don't cling onto an identity thinking that you are this, then you are Nicole. You are what perception, then you are Nicole. You don't cling onto that.
Oh, it's going out when he's 15.
When he's 15, been bullied. I had OCD, but this was not diagnosed. So I have a, heritage from my grandma where she have depression, all this. So it's inside the genes itself. So generally, if you have, it's whether when you will be more active. But depression itself, you can actually, if you are mindful, you can actually counter it well, but counter it better. So that time I have like OCD. The OCD is not your
Must be
your
very
fun.
neat. Yeah.
Yeah, mine is cleanliness, and is where I do not like people touching me. So like if people touch me, I'll feel extremely uncomfortable. So another thing is I will wash my hands, I will shower for a really long time. I'll use a lot of soap. So until it reaches to a certain number in the mind that tells you to, then I feel comfortable. Yeah, so it was really very painful. Yeah, I also was going through that. So when you have OCD, you also, to a certain extent, it actually branch out to depression because of things back in the past. And that time, even was going through this kind of thing, I had a person that I really care about and like that also left. Yeah, it's all in one together. So it was like quite a thing to shoulder. But like at that point of time, I do not really understand. I do not know about mindfulness. I do not know about all these kind of things. And you know how all these kind of things is only in the recent term that they start talking about mental health and things, right? Last time it's always a taboo, just like death is a taboo, right? They think, oh, if you have this kind of thing, you're crazy. Because of all this situation, few years back when I started contemplating about all this situation, I was very grateful that it actually happened to me. Yeah, it's these kind of things that lead to how you realize the world, you realize the mind, how it actually plays a lot of jokes. How people think, oh, you're bad. Sometimes, we need validation from people. We say, oh, only when people say you're good, then you're good. Then you're always living people's shadow. You're just giving away, basically, self. So like, that actually allows me to understand the mind, how the mind works, how the mind acts, and how many nonsense is producing every single day. That is actually, that's a really good thing. If not, it's going to be a huge trouble because our brain is scientific. The older we get, it's more difficult to change because you are more, it's just a new pathway, it's the habit. Because of years of the habit, it's more difficult to change compared to real younger generation. Younger age, younger generation, where we are more like sponge, we can absorb easily.
Can a 40 plus, 50 plus year old guy girl change?
Definitely, even 60, 70 also can.
Can, right?
Can. It's just a matter of choice, but it's more difficult.
You are the average, not you, but you are the average of the 5 or 6 people closest to you. Is this a selfish statement? Because it's you, I. But it can be a motivation, perception.
That's right. Do you understand yourself first?
No.
So that is why you react to how people react.
what if it is the reactions and also there's the mask part?
Take off.
One person?
You first.
Why?
Because with you, generally try to connect with people who are, they say same frequency, right?
Do you say generally?
Generally, yeah,
Okay.
same frequency, right? Take down, you are at a different frequency. It's also a form of understanding. That's why you are willing to take down. And that's where we can also, it brings back to the start. You can
Let go.
help people to transform their suffering also.
But sometimes people don't want to be helped.
Then you just let them be. It could also be fear. It could be difficulty in wanting to change, because change is not easy. When you are so fixated on ideas, thoughts, identities, it's very difficult for you to change. It's very hard to let go.
Is it easier to change, or is it easier to let go? Or is it easier to put down the mask?
All is difficult. There's nothing easy in this life. But it takes time. Like you say, but this takes time is inner work. It's not you throw a clock and naturally you'll become. Time doesn't work. Time is just a process of change. Yeah.
Time is a process of change.
It's just a process of change. It's just a concept. Time is just a concept, but it's also a process of change.
But it cannot be a process of change if people don't change.
That's them. But you see this hand? One moment here moving, I'm changing every second. Movement is always. There's no stagnant. If you're stagnant, then you'll be frozen over there. But that's the concept that we think. But internally,
Yeah, you are still you.
it goes back to your character definitely. But your emotion feel differently. When emotion feel differently, you are a different person. Let's say you are angry. Are you the same person as you are happy? If you are happy, are you the same person as you are sad? The way you react is very different.
You have one advice for whoever that's listening. What will you say?
It's also the same advice.
放下.
放下. 放下 is something that you're not passive resignation. It's not, you simply just, this is life. It is how it is. It's fated. This is the universe given. Why? What happened? Is it because you use all of this?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Wow, your yarn don't sound so confusing, but okay.
That's what you think.
Oh, okay.
It's your perception.
Yeah, and you started laughing because of that. Okay. So yeah, it's not a passive resignation thing. It's a very intentional thing, where you also being very mindful of what is not serving you. So you won't harm people, just like how some people from work, they're very stressful. They bring it back home, and then have a lot of conflict. But if we know how to put it on, and please don't keep telling me it's easier said than done. It can be done. Stop giving that excuse.
I never say that.
Yeah, I know. There are too many.
All of them.
There are too many people telling me, 讲是很容易. Everything, if you really want to be free, you really have to put in the action. And this type of thing is not unachievable. It's things that you can definitely do it. But it's whether where to start and whether we want to do it. So like, 放下, like a piece of luggage can really bring about a better, I would say a better world.
Thank you so much for being here. I feel so enlightened every time I talk to you. I feel so calm and peace. At one
Thank you for
level
inviting.
up to the lighthouse.
I'm still far. If not, you'll see me being bored very soon.
Do you want to?
Actually, if like I don't set forth the path of how I help my parents or like my own business, I would actually go this path. Yeah, and I want to go. I basically just want to really deeply contemplate and yeah, to really understand about, at the end of the day, the term spirituality, of how this mind define it, which is understanding the mind, and it's not about anything about religious belief of heaven, hell, soul, goals, or anything else. It's just simply understanding the mind.
If you have to come up with a title for this episode, what would it be?
放下.
Okay.
But I don't 放下 this episode.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. We have come to the end of the episode. Thank you, Guo Hao, for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.